Fidel Castro was an army man, politician, and revolutionary Marxist, leader of the Cuban Revolution. He was the Prime Minister of the Revolutionary Government of Cuba from 1959 to 1976 and the President of the Republic of Cuba from 1976 to 2008. Let's see now the 18 curiosities about this revolutionary leader. Number 1. Fidel Castro's father was a Spanish immigrant who came from Galicia. Not only this, Fidel's father ended up becoming a powerful landowner in Cuba. 2. When he was a teenager, Fidel Castro sent a letter to the President of the United States, Roosevelt, asking him for a $10 bill, since he had never seen one before. 3. Although he had periods in which he left his studies aside, he was an excellent student. He graduated in 3 degrees: law, diplomatic law, and social sciences. 4. In his youth, Fidel Castro felt such admiration for the American film industry that he traveled to Hollywood in order to develop a career in this world. There, he got a job as an extra in Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. He appeared in the films Bathing Beauty and Holiday in Mexico. 5. Castro had 9 children with 5 different women. One of his daughters, Alina Fernandez, went into exile in the United States and became a first critical voice against her father's regime. 6. Fidel Castro remained in charge of Cuba for 49 years and 49 days, the third longest period of government in history behind the Queen of England, Elizabeth II, and the King of Thailand, Bhumibol Adulyadej. In all that time, the United States had 10 different presidents. 7. Castro fought in Africa during the Cold War, participating in wars that led to the independence of Mozambique, Angola, and Guinea. 8. Fidel Castro entered the Guinness Book for making the longest speech in history at the United Nations headquarters. He did so at the Assembly of the United Nations on September 19th in 1960, and it lasted 4.5 hours. In Cuba, however, his longest speech took 7 hours and 10 minutes, and it was held during the Third Congress of the Communist Party in 1986. 9. The Cuban leader always wore a permanent beard. There are 2 main theories why he decided to keep his beard indefinitely. Some people say that Castro kept his beard as a symbol of war to get the guerrillas look distinction. Others say that Fidel said that shaving daily took him 15 minutes, time that he could use in more important activities. 10. Another distinguishing feature of Castro was always the Havana cigars that he used to smoke. However, he stopped smoking in 1985, and years later he said that the best thing that could be done with a cigar box could be to give it to the enemy. 11. Despite being fluent in English, Fidel Castro always tried to not speak in that language, because he considered it the language of his enemies. 12. His favorite book was For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway, a novel placed in the Spanish Civil War. 13. While he was in power, Castro banned the Monopoly board game. He said that it was related to the capitalism, an unacceptable feature for a game. 14. The golf was banned in Cuba right after Fidel Castro lost a historic match against Che Guevara in 1962. Showing a sore loser attitude, the Cuban commander transformed one of the two golf courses in Havana into a military college and the other one in an art school. The official explanation of the ban was that golf was too elitist. 15. Fidel was the owner of a Guinness cow. He called it Ubre Blanca and it produced 110 liters of milk in one day, thus achieving a Guinness record. 16. He appears in the video game Call of Duty Black Ops. At one point in the game, the player's main mission is to kill the Cuban politician. 17. According to Forbes, his fortune exceeds $900 million. However, this information was denied by Fidel Castro himself. 18. Fidel Castro survived 643 murder attempts. In these failed attempts, a lot of different objects were used, such as explosive mollusks, lethal injections, poisonous pills, toxic cigarettes, diving suits with lethal toxins, etc. This is all for today. We wait for you in the next video. 20 curiosities about the Black Plague.